Hey there, everybody. This is where I am today in my car. I was up in Delaware and started responding to a friend's private message on Instagram. And I was trying to make a public comment, and I was in the middle of trying to go hiking. So much of my life has been disrupted by this program and my effort to get free from it. I will not stand for one more minute people fucking with my life. So pay close attention because I'm going to play for you what I wrote and spent 25 minutes on today. So please give me your attention for 10. I need to roll up the window because the government doesn't want people finding out about remote neural monitoring. And they got a whole bunch of little minions, devil minions running around trying to protect the shit. It's not worth protecting, but the government loves it. Here we go. Okay, here we go. I have to read this out loud because I'm about to run out of battery life. Bova replied just now, and I thanked him. I'm going to make his post public. This must be understood. I have laid out everything for people to read and absorb. Two things are going on in my life, and all my friends are combining them together. One is actual crime that neighbors participated in, that I have evidence of, that the police are ignoring. The other is torture with a covert government surveillance program that a whopping majority of Americans do not believe exists. Because of the second thing going on in my life, I have been labeled with a mental illness diagnosis, even though I do not exhibit any symptoms. People have concluded that because of hallucinations produced by the program, combined with auditory stimuli not produced normally, being reported, people have concluded I am suffering from a mental illness, and that medication will fix it. The medicine is toxic to the blood, filling it over time with metal. This medicine is supposed to cure 1% of the world population. The medical industry is murdering 1% by slow killing them. The 1% who are truly sick do not engage in the world and are not productive in society and are not able to care for themselves. The large majority of people with my diagnosis develop it by age 25. I was diagnosed at 45 when doctors did not believe me that crime was occurring in my neighborhood and there were no reports of crime filled in with the police because officers responding to my 911 calls, which there were 6 from 2018 to 2020, none ever allowed me to inform the police of what was occurring in my neighborhood because they didn't believe me and instead discriminated against the disease of addiction, assuming my concern and belief of real stalking from neighboring properties was not real, and it was drugs, making me paranoid. Neighbors then continued to stalk and called in numerous times to get evaluations, lying on the forms to get me hospitalized. Once an acceptable diagnosis was achieved by the police, Patty performed a staggering amount of competency hearings, resulting in automatic hospitalizations. Every hospitalization experienced, of which there have been 24 in 5 years, I get out in 10 days. If I was really sick, they would keep me in there. They have added more dosage each time of the toxins, and I am now forced medication that the police use to their advantage and avoid responding to emails when I am, in their eyes, well. Friends meaning well have triggered the last 3 hospitalizations, claiming I have delusional beliefs. I do not know how anyone is able to justify how seeing and hearing, which are sensory perceptions, has migrated into my thinking and thought process. That leap is not founded with any evidence. Because my friends do not believe the program exists today, they call my belief that it does a delusional belief. So I am being institutionalized because of what I believe. That's illegal. The police are trying to get me to move to please Patty Ryan and Arvid Ashby. I have caught them both lying to me and to the police, given information told to me that is inaccurate and entirely false. Like being told I had a suspended license on June 22nd, 2022, when I was entrapped by the police and illegally detained and then experienced false imprisonment. I did have a driver's license that's valid. The police even assigned a setup removal from the free world officer to my case, who said things that would have solved everything. He said that violations have occurred. In other words, crime. But he never followed through and did anything about it. His, quote, obligations to the Division of the Police produced gross negligence and liability because he never addressed anything at all. He also was unable to do what CPD wanted to have happen so far. The police lack sufficient evidence that I am truly mentally ill, but they work hard at trying to get me to lose everything in my life because Patty Ryan wants something to happen. And the police said to her that they will take care of me. I try desperately every day to end the horror that has become my life because nobody is paying attention. The federal government does not want people talking as vocally as I am against the surveillance program the NSA uses daily and claims is a matter of national security. Violating the people's rights 24/7, 365 is already occurring to everybody on the planet, thanks to the military with radar that causes cancer. The surveillance program tracks people and locks onto them using radar from low Earth orbit satellites. Brain cancer is the result of radar radiation. And in their arrogant knowledge of this truth, the government has told on itself again by pre-announcing in the upcoming decades a sharp increase in brain cancer. This tracking is part of the R&M program, which is what people do not believe. They don't believe in remote neural monitoring, even though it's true. It is vital for everyone's safety and longevity that this weapon become known. This sick agenda of surveillance that kills and invasion of privacy so gross, it is easy to understand why the surveillance program is wanted to be kept secret. However, I am unafraid to tell it like it is, because truth is truth. I do not want the government to silence me for standing up for people's rights and defending the Constitution. But in 2022, the individual does not matter to the sick government, addicted to controlling everything on the planet, including humans. They are doing the devil's work, and I will not remain quiet about my experience or my belief that God should remain in charge of Earth and not man. is only in his honor to preserve the human body from invasion with invisible and deadly waves of the electromagnetic spectrum that I say, do, and act with such seriousness and conviction and effort. Remote neural monitoring is real. My minority belief is correct. People need to come around to accept it. But don't you dare say that neighbors who have committed crime I have solid evidence of is somehow a delusional belief. Do it some more and I swear I'll break someone in two. Do not combine things that are separate. If you can understand what I have just shared with you, my friends need to believe their friend. Do not call Netcare or the police trying to get me help. You're killing me!